You know me, I'm well aware that I'm totally unaccustomed to public speaking, so to make sure this makes at least some sense, please forgive me if I read it. But now, a big thank you to everyone for coming today, to support Jen and Simon, to help us celebrate their wedding. It's really lovely to see so many of you here. Many of you are local, but many others have travelled considerable distances to be here. Thank you all again. Sadly, there are a few people missing today. Firstly, Simon's dad, Eric, passed away suddenly just over a year ago. His presence is very much missed today, as it has been over the last year. Please note, as you go to the bar later, it's Eric's bar, so raise a glass to him before you leave it. More recently, within the last couple of months, both Cousin David and Uncle Jim have passed away. They're also missed today. And even closer to home, and has to be mentioned, in fact, he should have been in the field behind us. Jen's beloved horse Bailey sadly passed away just 6 months ago. Now back to Jen. I have 4 fabulous sons and just 1 beautiful daughter, which is quite a blessing really, as it means I don't have to do this. But back to our beautiful daughter. Isn't she just? I'm under no illusions about this. I'm sure her beauty owes more to her equally beautiful mother. It's always been a dream of mine to have a daughter, watch her grow and flourish into a beautiful, successful young woman. So here's proof that sometimes dreams really do come true. However, growing up with 3 brothers, it was no surprise that Jen became a little tomboy, choosing to wear her brother's cast-off shorts and t-shirts rather than any pretty dresses that Chris might have wanted her to wear. In fact, when Jenny decided to choose her own clothes at about 18 months old, we don't think she wore a dress again until her school prom at 16. Jen's childhood really revolved around her animals, from hamsters, rabbits, cats, dogs, and of course, her days at Ravenbank Primary School were helped along by Tina, Gemma, and Bonnie the dogs, and of course her first and much-loved pony Flicker. Then high school days were helped along by Max and Millie, 4 dogs, and Misty the pony, and too many cats to mention. Then through universities and 8 years of working life, with Sky and Millie and now Bobby, on the chair over. And of course her very much loved, beautiful, and very precious horse Bailey. Bailey was very old, very frail and very faithful. He's been giving us all panic attacks every time he rolled for years, but sadly he didn't quite make it to the wedding. If we then add 2 little bursts of magic, one a pony, the other a cat, and his little mate Comet, and then that's Jen's animal family. One difference between Jen and her brothers is that she worked hard at school. Not a face, lads, I'm sure you'll all agree, although you've all made up for it since. She did well in her A-levels and got her place at Bangor University, and she then did her Masters at Salford University, and most recently a postgrad certificate at Manchester University. In fact, we recently asked how many graduations is it reasonable for one person to have? We're immensely proud of her and how she's continued to work hard, both in study and employment, to get a firm footing in the field of psychology as a psychological well-being practitioner within the NHS. Jen has made many good friends along the way, some older friendships, Rosie and Sally, 2 of her beautiful bridesmaids today. They then both returned to the UK, and by the end of 2011, Simon had become another resident of Four Oaks. He fitted in very easily, came with some very useful contacts in the world of insurance, that you sure.
You owe me some money, by the way, your bills were paid.
And for the last 5.5 years at family gatherings, Peter's finally had someone to talk football to. We haven't quite managed to make a northerner out of him yet. Accents and pronunciations often cause a laugh. Or is that a laugh? Simon arriving home drenched and muddy after a long cycle ride home from work became a regular occurrence. Good weather was really to be celebrated. But then the happy couple bought their lovely house down the lane. Simon passed his driving test, and I think the bike is now a thing of the past. The day after we officially welcomed Gemma into the family, Simon proposed to Jen. Another wedding was in the planning, and here we are. It really is with great pleasure that we welcome Simon to the family now. And talking of that family, if I've learned anything over our 35 years, it's when there are decisions to be made to let Chris believe she's right, but actually, well, she usually is. So go with the flow, Simon, and we hope that you will have a very long, happy, healthy life together. Love, laugh and support each other. And so will you all join me and raise your glasses as we toast the happy bride and groom, Jen and Simon.
You've done there, man.
Well done. That's a fantastic start, wasn't it? I mean, no pressure now, gentlemen, but that was impressive. It was welly wanging. Don't want to mispronounce that one, do I? Okay, next to the guillotine. Some bloke who's quite important today. You might know him, everybody. We know him as Lala. It's another story I'll tell you all later on as well. He's a Teletubby at heart. Can we have a big round of applause for the groom? He's about to really done a lot of pressure.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Simon.
Firstly, I'd like to thank Simon for a wonderfully delivered speech, and I'd like to thank Chris for a wonderfully written speech. Sticking with tradition, what I'd like to do is share with you all the story about how Jen and I met. It was whilst I was travelling around the world for a long weekend that in volunteering in South Africa, I met Jen. I actually met her when she first arrived, fresh off of a 12-hour night flight. So to say it wasn't love at first sight, I think is understandable. However, over the next few days, we were completely inseparable. We really were. And we spent all that time getting to know each other, sharing stories about who we were, where we came from, our homes, and essentially our lives. So Jen would tell me about her job, her family, and of course Bailey. Lots of stories of Bailey. And I would tell her about my yachts, my private jets, and my babies around the world. It was early days. I had to make sure the bar was set correctly. But as the weeks rolled on, and I knew that there was definitely a connection here and something there, I thought, right, I've got to make my move now. I've got to get a plan of action in place. So I suggested an evening walk along the beach, the most romantic thing I could come up with. Despite the fact that we were told not to venture out too far after dark for safety reasons, I was confident that should something happen, Jen would protect me. So we walked along the beach and thought, okay, let's stick to the plan. I started running away from the waves, rescuing Jen from the waves as they were coming in. And before you knew it, we were holding hands. So I thought, yeah, the plan's working. This is going well. And we strolled along a little further and got to a nice illuminated part of the beach from a restaurant. And I thought, this is it. This is my moment. So I stopped, turned round, pulled her close to me, and that right there was our first kiss. And as we kissed, a wave came in. No, this is genuinely true. A wave came in, washed over our feet, and I ended the kiss, and I was looking for a response and a reaction, and Jen looked straight at me and said, "My feet are sinking." So that was it. That was it. After, obviously, my travelling didn't quite work out as planned, I returned home. We did do a long-distance relationship for a year, and what I did is I built a spreadsheet, and I worked out that between us, in a year, we travelled over 25,000 miles, seeing each other every weekend. So, inevitably, it led to me moving up north to the land of grass, not grass, farm cakes, I still don't know what they are, and gravy, apparently, everything gravy. But I have grown a lot since I've moved here, and since living with Jen. She has taught me an awful lot. She's taught me to have butter on everything, except butter, that tea is better than coffee, and that shouting at the TV when sport is on is not okay. So guys, we've been getting it wrong all these years. However, Jen has taught me what true love really is. And simply put, I am not me without Jen, and I never want to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would ask you, there will be lots of toasts, but I would ask you to specifically raise a glass, please, to my beautiful wife, to Jen.
It's not a ladder, it's not a ladder, it's not a ladder.
Now, there are some people that I want to make a special mention to, all of whom just simply wouldn't have sort of made today without them, really. Firstly, I'd love to thank Chris and Simon for hosting us all here today at their home. For their help and guidance planning this wedding. We really couldn't have done it without them. I'd love to thank my mum, Helen. She has been so supportive for me for the last 5 years since I moved all the way out of the country. And over the last few weeks and days, her calming influence has really helped me. So we do have a little something for you. So if you guys could bring these ones out. So yeah, just thank you very much, guys. We really do appreciate everything that you've done for us. I want to say a special thank you to the gorgeous bridesmaids here today for everything they've done for Jen, organising a truly amazing hen party for her, all the help with the wedding, all the preparations. This morning. It was a military operation, I understand, this morning, so thank you very much, guys, for that. I want to thank my brother, my best man, Luke. He protected me on my stag do in Dublin, and I owe him a lot for that, and he's been my rock today. And then I just want to actually do one last special thank you to Kelly. Ladies and gentlemen, Kelly has made our wedding cake, this beautiful wedding cake, and Kelly is also pretty much responsible for the upkeep of all the lands that you see around you. So ladies and gentlemen, please can I ask you to put your hands together for Kelly. Now, I've said this numerous times today already, but this, without a doubt, is the happiest day of my life. But it is also one of the saddest. There is a man here, well, not here, you should be, a very special man. I live every day of my life in the hope that I'm making him proud. And when I look around today and I see how many of you are here to support and love Jen and I, I'm pretty confident that I'll be making him proud. So ladies and gentlemen, please could you raise your glasses to my dad, Derek. And then lastly, my last thank you is to all of you, actually. You see, this is mine and Jen's wedding, and we're going to grow old talking about today, sharing memories of today and telling stories. And all of you here today are responsible for that. And so, on behalf of my wife and I, thank you and cheers.
Well, I'm about, my eyes have got something in them, I think. Good speech, mate, well done. I don't know what to say after that, really. It's a few comments I was going to say midway through, but you choked me up at the end there. So, I think this is the one we've all been waiting for, actually. Other than Simon Jr., Simon Senior Jr. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to the best man again, Mr. Luke Tournier. The new brother-in-law of the bride. So, Simon, sit comfortable. And, okay, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, the best man.
Well, good afternoon, friends and family. As Simon's best man, I now get the honour to say a few words about him. But, as his little brother, I'm going to try my hardest to embarrass him. Now, Simon was a funny-looking child, with his abnormally big head and his glasses that were as big as ski boots. But as he grew older, his head slowly came in proportion with his body. I mean, I still don't think it's quite that. One day. Once we moved to Andover, Simon got through college and applied to go to uni in Bristol. But as you all know, uni students really do some stupid things. One of the many stupid things that Simon did, which is my favourite, was him and his flatmates. They all wanted to get tattoos. But being uni students, a bit short money, couldn't really afford it. So they thought it would be a good idea to put a knife over a gas hob until it was glowing red, and then placing it on each other's arms until making their tattoos. Once Simon graduated from uni, he got a job at BY's Insurance, where he met many great friends, including Sean and Warren. Now these two told me a rather funny story about a drunken walk home from a pub. Simon saw an empty paddling pool, and he thought, I'm going to have that. So he jumped over the fence, and he asked Sean and Warren, keep an eye out. As he creeped through the garden, obviously not being as quiet as he thought. I think the alcohol might have had something to do with that. And a man heard him, so he started shouting out of the back door, "Oi, what are you doing?" So he grabbed this paddling pool, jumped over the fence, ran down the road, waving it over his head.
That was a polite version, mate.
So Simon then decided to go for a long weekend around the world travelling. Where in South Africa he met Jen. I remember Simon calling me when he was away and telling me about Jen. I thought she sounded really nice, but then I found out she was Northern. But then I got to know her, and I can't think of anyone more deserving of a great husband. So I think we're all so grateful that you married Si before you were able to find one. Jen, you look absolutely beautiful today. You're such a caring, kind-hearted person. Thank you for making my brother so happy. Welcome to the Tournier family. I'd now like everyone to take a moment and think of friends and family who sadly can't be with us today. And for Simon and I, that's our father, who would be so proud of you, mate. You really would. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the catering team. They have done a fantastic job, and also a massive thank you to all of Jen's family, as they have played a massive role in organising this amazing day. It really will be a memorable one. I'd also like to draw your attention to the bridesmaids, who look absolutely wonderful today and have performed their jobs really well. It's impossible to summarise the last 24 years that I've known Si, but I'd just like to say, over these years, he has been the best anyone could ask for in a brother. Admittedly, as he's my only brother, it's not the greatest survey for them. But in my limited experiences of brothers, I'd have to say pretty much 10 out of 10. And I know Simon will maintain these high standards as a loving husband to you, Jen. I'm sure everyone agrees with me that you are such a lovely couple, and it's just been fantastic to be a part of this magical day of your clear love towards each other. So I'd now like everybody in the room to stand and raise a glass to the new Mr. and Mrs. Tournier, Simon and Jen.
I think that draws us to a close, ladies and gentlemen. Have a safe journey home. So can we have can everyone stand up again for me quickly and get one more massive round of applause to the three gentlemen who have made three amazing speeches. It's never easy, never easy. And I'm sure they've all said, an amazing couple, Mr. and Mrs. Tournier. So everyone have a great evening and enjoy the day, because I know Simon said to me earlier on it's been the best day of his life. So congratulations you guys, and everyone enjoy the evening. Take care.
They don't have a clue. They're falling in love, and here's the bottom line. A trio's down to two. The sweet caress of twilight. There's magic everywhere. With all this romantic atmosphere, disasters in the air.
Everybody.
Can you feel the love tonight? It's the evening brings the world for once in perfect harmony with all its living things. So many things to tell. How we make her see the truth of past impossible to turn away from me. He's holding back, he's hiding what I can't decide. I want to be who I know.
Clear dance floor! Clear dance floor!